I'm at one of my favorite locations today. This is the Cyclops truck. I'm way up on the edge of this old uranium mine cliff face, and this thing is precariously perched up on this edge. It's about 200 or 300 feet straight down from here, and it is really, really cool. And it's cold today. It's probably about 10 degrees Fahrenheit right now. I have been up here so many times. I've been up here when it's been 110 degrees in the summer, all the way down to today. We know how cold it is today. And I'm constantly hunting for the perfect light for some of these really cool locations I have. I'm trying it again today. I think today I'm going to finally nail Cyclops truck. What I want to talk about really quickly is pictures versus fine art photography. What's the difference? I'm sure a lot of folks are really confused because we're so saturated with images online, on the internet these days. Here's the difference. If I am a tourist or regular Joe out snapping pictures, the chances of me coming up with something truly sublime, truly magnificent, something embedded with spirit are very, very thin. Technically, maybe I'll get lucky, but the spirit's usually not there. This is the difference, in my opinion. The spirit or essence of a place, and this is something that you accumulate over decades of experience as a photographer. I've been shooting for over 30 years. I'm an old film guy, an old zone system guy from way back. I used to lug around a big old 8x10 large format camera. Really burdensome. I love the new cameras and new systems today. At any rate, what's the difference? The difference is a sort of spirit that you learn to see in place. And that's what I do. I wander off into incredibly wild locations, hunting for spots that may not have been photographed before, where there's something really special. There's an essence, a fantastic sort of organic essence with the place that leaps off that print page and just captures you and takes you to another world. Beyond the technical aspects, this is what I hunt for, and this, I think, is the difference between a fine art photograph and just a picture. Technically speaking, of course, exposure plays an important part. Composition and texture and color and all these other things that we talk about technically. But the reality is that if the image doesn't just absolutely grab you and make you stop in your tracks and perhaps even change your day, hopefully in a really, really positive way, then it's just a picture. But if it can do those things, it's a fine art photograph. It touches something that is embedded in our primal sort of innate soul. Sometimes it's the shadow part, sometimes it's the sort of light, airy part. And that's what a fine art photograph is, and that's the difference. When you see these pieces, yes, they're a little bit more pricey than a typical picture would be, but you have to understand there's tremendous effort that goes into these, and that's another component. The blood, sweat, and tears. I have to come back to locations such as this over and over and over again. There is a cost to this. There is a mental fatigue to this. There is blood involved. There is gas money and food money. It's not just me poking around with the camera. It is a true effort. And I think that, all great photographers have this blood, sweat, and tears element that comes along with the territory. And that's the difference. That is one of the components that can comprise what could be a fine art photograph versus just a picture. So that's some of the difference. When you walk through my gallery and you see these images, you see a lifetime of energy and effort and spirit. And I'm hoping desperately that it grabs you, that it contains you, and that it shapes a beautiful way of looking at this world. And that is fine art photography.